And we're live. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Come Cook With Me show. My name is Laura Hall and you are live with me on the Come Cook With Me show. So every week we try to come live. Now last week, I was out of town, so we didn't get a chance to do the cooking show. So I apologize for all of those of you that were out there. I was really hoping that my girlfriend Terry had picked up an Instapot, but not so much. Hey, thank you for the love. Thanks. That reminds me. Welcome, everybody. So glad that you could come on. Hi, Desiree. Oh, my gosh. You are on my list to call, girl. I have got to talk to you. All right. Welcome, everybody. So, as I said, last week we were not live because I was out of town. So I appreciate the grace and everyone. I did hear from a few people that said, are you coming live or did you tape the show? And it gets so crazy and hectic right before taking off that I didn't get a chance to. So we're making what I planned on making when we did the Come Shop With Me. We're making the CheesyGrits today. So I actually have this recipe. It's posted in the actual post itself. So for those of you who are new to the show, and sometimes I get comments in the comment section that, hey, I didn't see the recipe. So it's actually up in the post. So it took me a little bit to get that orchestrated today. So thanks everyone for understanding. Any rate, so the drill is, if you're new to the show, one of the things we love to do in our community is to say hello, say your name, and where you're from. It's just a really wonderful way for everyone to kind of get to know each other. We have so many people who come back and watch the show on a regular basis. So I just love the community that we're starting to build. This is a wonderful recipe that we're sharing. So one of the things that I love about sharing this recipe is that everyone gets to share it on their page as well. So that's one of the things that I welcome to help this show grow a little bit further and faster, is if you share this on your wall, you have a chance also to win. So when you say hello, who you are, where you're from, you get a chance to win one of my teammates' spices. Hi, welcome everyone. So you get a chance to win the spices that my teammate Dan Oliver has created, and they are just phenomenal spices. They are getting such rave reviews. I'm so fortunate to have him on our team, and then we're really lucky. It's one of those things that I give gratitude to, because I'm really in love with these spices. They're phenomenal. So the person who won last week's, or not last week's show, but the week prior when we taped, just for saying hello and where you're from, we put you in a random generator, and then when it picks the person, that's who we announce. So last week's winner for this, or last show's winner for the spices, Brittany, I think this is your first time winning, so congratulations, Brittany Harvey. I'll send you a message. Hey Dan, good to see you. Missy, hey, good to see you. I have my glasses on so I can see you. Brittany, so you won Dan-O spices. Congratulations. So I'll be sending you these spices. They are phenomenal. We'll be actually using this. Hey Dan, we'll be using these in the spicy cheesy grits. So I have a really interesting twist on this recipe. I hope that you love it. And it's the first time I'm doing the grits in the Instapot, so I can't wait to see how it turns out. Okay. So just to win those spices, that's all you have to do is say hello, who you are, where you're from. Now, if you share this recipe, you share this video on your personal wall, just hit the share button, you get a chance to win our seasonal shake. And we still have quite a few seasonal shakes left, so I'm so excited. You'll get a choice between either, let's see, we have cookies and cream or pumpkin spice. And these shakes are phenomenal. Just absolutely yummy. I can't get enough of pumpkin spice right now. Although I did have my dairy-free today, and it was just so yummy. I don't know, there's something about doing our plant-based shakes that they satisfy so much. They satisfy me. So who won the shake last show? Oh gosh, this is somebody on my team. I'm so excited. So I know she's not watching because I'm so jealous she's in Vegas right now. So Faye, tell you that you won the shake. Woo! I wonder which one you're gonna pick. Okay, so this recipe is so uber easy, and in fact, I'm not even gonna get to cook it while we're on the show, but I will tell you how to actually set it up. But I'm going to go ahead and share with you. We've had the slow cooker going on for about almost nearly 2.5 hours. So I've been cooking the grits in the slow cooker on high, but right now I'm going to go ahead and turn them, oh fudge. Hold on one second, let me just shut that off. Sorry about that, everyone. My husband just got home and he left his phones out here. So sorry about that. It's a little embarrassing. Sorry about that. Anyway, I just put them right there so I could put them on silent. So anyway, so I'm going to turn the slow cooker down because really grits, if you're doing them in the slow cooker, you really want to cook them on low for 8 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and then turn it back on for slow. I just didn't get them started enough time, and I was having this conversation with my hairdresser yesterday. She's like, you know, the slow cooker, it just takes so long, and you have to get it out in the morning, and it's like, yeah, you're right. That's exactly right. So that's the beauty of the slow cooker. But that is also the beauty of the Instant Pot, because the Instant Pot, my gosh, it's just so fast and easy. So let me go ahead and set this, hit stop, I'm going to hit start, and hit it on low. Beautiful. So the last 2-3 hours, it's just going to be on low and slow, which is going to make it really, really beautiful. So let's go ahead and get started with the recipe for the Instant Pot. Okay, so it's really, really simple and easy. The first thing you're going to want to do is get your grits out. And I've already done this, but you're going to want to soak them, and then there's a little bit of chafe that comes off the top when you actually soak your grits. So you want to soak them and then spoon it off. And then just get a nice fine mesh so that you can just give it a good sieve. So I've already done that. I'm not going to do that in front of everyone. So the next thing you're going to want to do is, now I make my grits really savory, especially when you do the grits like not for breakfast. If you're doing it as a side, much like a polenta, you're serving it with fish or a really nice tender meat, or what we're doing tonight is we're going to be having a little bit of Spicy Shrimp Diablo. So these grits are going to be savory and spicy. So again, take out the spice, take out the little bit of savory if you're going to be doing them in the morning. Okay, so you can just play with this recipe very easily. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to start off with bone broth. And I love cooking grits in bone broth because it adds a whole layer of complexity of flavor, but also it adds a great deal of protein. And you know, who doesn't want to have great protein? Now, for those of you who are vegan or vegetarian, obviously you know you're not going to be using the bone broth. You're going to be using, again, I would go with a great vegetable broth. There's so many good ones out on the marketplace. And I would do that over water, just especially if you're doing it as a side for a meal that's outside of breakfast. Because a lot of times for breakfast people like to have it just not any spice, not any savory, just a little bit kind of plain and just cheesy, which is great. That's really wonderful. All right, so we're gonna start with, I'm doing 3 8-ounce, for 1 cup of grits, I'm doing 3 8-ounce bone broth. So put those in. And I'm gonna actually add a half a cup in this batch, a half a cup of water. Now in the slow cooker, when you're doing it for 8 hours, you're gonna wanna have 4 cups of liquid. So you can do 4 of the bone broth or 3 and then 1 cup of liquid. Water is fine. Because the slow cooker, you know, it actually is gonna require a little extra liquid. There we go. Couldn't get the top off. I'm so glad to be back with everybody. I've missed everyone. It felt kind of odd not having the show last week. All right, so I'm going to do just 1/2 cup of liquid. Perfect. Awesome. Now, again, I like to make these savory, and they're going to be a little spicy. So we're going to make them savory. In addition to the bone broth, we're going to use a little bit of the Dan-O's. Again, I love these Dan-O spices. You will love them as well. But look, there's low sodium, no sugar, they're gluten-free, no MSG, and no GMO. And they're Kentucky proud. For those of you who are up in Kentucky, woohoo! Hey Charlotte, good to see you. But yeah, they're phenomenal. Thanks, Dan, for creating them. We love you. We all love you. And so I'm going to use the savory one because I have a different way that I'm going to be spicing this up. And I put the amounts up in the comments, up in the recipe. So I'm going to use just a little bit of diced jalapeno. Just yummy. Just a little bit of diced jalapeno. It's just enough. And then a lot of people love to use more butter than what I have called for. I'm using 2 tablespoons of butter. And you can use 4. A lot of people love butter, especially down here in the South, in their grits. Just makes the creaminess. But because I'm using the bone broth, you really don't need to use more than 2 tablespoons of butter. And you can actually even forego the butter altogether. But I just like a little bit of, it just adds a little bit more texture to the grits. Okay. The last thing that I'm going to do, roasted garlic. You know me, we love our garlic. In this household, you can't go without it. So I've roasted some garlic. Look at how beautiful those are. Those are going to go into the shrimp diablo as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little, I've already gone ahead and put them in my little masher, and I'm just going to mash them in to the container. I did about 4 cloves. Beautiful. Okay, now it's time for the grits. I mean, this is so simple, isn't it? It's so great. Just gonna put them in. Awesome. I'm gonna stir it around just a smidgen, just make sure everything is all stirred around. I'm going to show you what it looks like too. So simple. Okay, so I'm going to show you. That's what it's looking like. So simple, so easy. Isn't that just incredibly easy? Okay, so you're going to want to put your lid on and make sure you have the pressure on off. And you hear that sound? And it's locked in place. That's all you have to do. So you're going to set your timer for 15 minutes on manual, and you want to cook it not on a high pressure. You want to do it on low pressure. This is one of the first recipes that I've ever done with a low pressure, but when you do it on high, no, you want to do it on a low pressure for 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm not going to actually hit the go button because we're actually entertaining tonight. So if I cook them now, they'd be way overdone, and we don't want to have them overdone. But what's nice is they can, if you don't add the cheese, they can kind of sit there. I would probably add just a little more broth when I took them out, or when I opened up the container. But what you're going to want to do, low pressure, 15 minutes. Then let 10 minutes, let it naturally, the steam, just let it naturally release. And then if there's any more steam, go ahead and hit the manual release. And that's when you're going to add in your grated cheese. So let me just show you that. So I have taken extra sharp cheddar cheese. So you can go with a milder one. You probably are going to add more cheese. So I went with an extra sharp cheese so I could use a little less. So either way, you're going to be perfectly fine, but I like using a little less cheese and make it a little extra sharp taste. So you're just going to take it and grate it just like that. I love this grater. It's so awesome. And then voila, there you go. So you're going to add that at the very end after you hit natural release. And you're going to have to whisk it together really vigorously. Get a nice whisk, just whisk it together, and then it'll get really creamy. And then have all your other sides ready to go, and you'll have dinner. I mean, it's just that easy, just so easy. Okay, so what am I serving? I went to the market, and I got some beautiful, I originally planned just to serve it with steamed spinach, but look at these gorgeous farm to table. Love, love, love these sugar snap peas. They were at the farmer's auction. And then take look at the summer squash. They're like, we're so lucky. We are so lucky that we have these fresh vegetables that just have come from South Florida. And I know you see the tomatoes in the background because guess what? You know, we know it's football. Go Jaguars. I almost had my teal Go Jags on. I should have. But I didn't. Sorry about that. Go Jags. So I'm going to be making some salsa for the game. And so that's why that's out there. But there were already fresh Florida tomatoes. I couldn't believe it. Just we're so fortunate in this world. The last thing that we didn't do, and I'm just looking at it over here, is adding some salt and pepper. So I'm good. Before I actually get it going, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Hey Jenny, good to see you. Yeah, I'm going to add some salt and pepper, and I use pink Himalayan salt. It's the only salt I use, and then coarse-ground pepper, and then that's it. So the other thing I didn't talk about is the cornmeal that I use. I use Bob's Red Mill, but the most important is get the coarse grind. That's going to be, you know, giving you a little bit more robust flavor, and it will give you more of a creamy texture. And believe it or not, that's it, people. It's so simple. This recipe is going to be so yummy. What I will do is when we plate the meals tonight, I will show you what it looks like. And I know I had a couple of people who said they heard that I was doing the shrimp diablo, and they said, when are you going to be making that on the show? I need to do it and practice it a couple of times because I think a low and slow pressure cooker is what's going to be very helpful. All right, so next week, here's what we have. We have a special date coming up next week. The ladies up at the Palencia Business Center have been creating some special surprises for everybody in our community, and they've asked me to do the show live from their business center, and so that's what we're doing. The only thing is that we're not going to do it on a Friday. We're going to actually have the show live on Thursday. And it's actually a special day because it happens to be my birthday on Thursday. So it should be a lot of fun. And I have a couple of recipes that I'm torn with that I'm kind of debating on which one it is. So if you have a particular favorite, I'm actually thinking about a potato leek soup. And I've been playing around with the recipe for a few ingredients that I just actually recently found. So I'm really, really leaning heavily toward that. And if you have a particular favorite and you would like to have me do it, because I actually had somebody write in and they asked to have minestrone soup. So given that we're going to be at the Palencia Business Center, I just want to have something that is going to be uber fun for everyone. And then because I found this couple of these really cool ingredients that you will be so awesome. You're going to love whatever I do with it. I thought about doing a cauliflower, creating a cauliflower white sauce, like an Alfredo, using cauliflower and a couple of these ingredients that I found at the store. So I'm so torn. If you have any particular loves and you want to share them with me or you want to vote, feel free to send me a message, send me a note, and I'll be happy to try to weigh those out. But that's what I'm really thinking about for next week's show. And of course, no matter what we do, whatever I thought about, we'll end up adding to the list in the next couple of weeks. So as always, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that people are starting to thaw out. I know that some of the Midwest is starting to get a little bit warmer weather. I will tell you the last couple of days, it was just so cold. And one of my girlfriends posted a picture of her boat. There was like a layer of ice on the windshield. It was just the craziest picture. So it doesn't even feel like Florida right now because it's been so cold. So we're ready for a warm up. I don't know. Let's stay warm and stay safe, everybody. Have a really incredible, wonderful weekend. I look forward to seeing you next week. Remember, we go live on Wednesday. Come shop with me so you'll learn what we're making and you'll learn what to have in your shopping cart so that you can cook with us live if you choose to. And again, we're going to be live on Thursday versus Friday next week. So stay tuned, and we're going to be in a different location. It's just going to be, we haven't taken the show live anywhere else myself cooking at someone else's place. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's just, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be so much fun. All right, everybody. Thank you again for joining us, and I can't wait to see how these turn out. Have a great night.